my friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica, and in today's video I am bringing you episode 57, I'm pretty sure, of Throwback Thursday. Now, of course, I'm going to give a huge love-filled shout out to my TBT inspo and muse, my Janny Boo, Jan Van. I'll link her channel in my description box. She kicks ass and takes names in the TBT category and in every other category. So if you have not yet gone to subscribe to her channel, go do it. She is a badass bee. She is. Just being honest. And then I have to give another huge love-filled shout out to Dawn, my dear friend and subscriber, for being the best TBT cheerleader ever in the history of all of the world. So one of my special subscribers here, her handle on YouTube is Dewdrop and then some numbers. I will put that up here. She and I were chatting in the, excuse me, she and I were chatting in the comment section of one of my videos. I can't remember which one it was. And she said, you know, I really struggle with purples and blues because I feel like when I apply them, they look like my eye is bruised. How do you apply purples and blues without making it look like a bruise? So I thought, okay, I'm going to do a video where I use purple and blues together using the Midnight palette, this big honkin' thing from Beauty Bay. I haven't used it in a long time. I did do a 4 looks video with this palette bingo style, right? Yeah, I think. So I'm just going to, you know, throw some stuff on that I think can potentially look a little bruisey. This shade right here, this is called, I think, Velvet. Hold on. I don't know why I bother. Why do I even try to read them without my glasses on? Yes, Velvet. This tone can sometimes look like a bruise on me. So I'm going to use that. And then to blend it out, I'm going to use, I'd like to use like a blue, but I don't know. Maybe periwinkle. So these two together is what I'm thinking. And then on my lid, I'm going to use Regal. And I think Sky, that would look pretty. Or maybe Steel. I'm just trying to put stuff that I think will look pretty together. But yeah, okay. So this I really do want to use. I may not, we'll see. But this I really want to use because that's something that I think commonly can look bruisey on my eyelids, that tone of purple. You know, I mean, others too can. Toucan, not the bird. They also can look bruisey. So I do have my eyebrows done in the clear brow gel from NYX Control Freak. Geez, that was the worst way that I could describe it. And then this eyelid is primed in the Nonny eyeshadow primer. I need to grab a brush. Okay, so I'm going to use this brush. This is from Moda. And see how it's kind of rounded? You can use whatever freaking brush you want, okay? Whatever brush you want. I am not a brush expert. I'm not ever going to tell you what you have to use, even though I don't ever hear anybody say what you have to use. This is just what I'm going to choose to use today to put this shade on. Do whatever you want, okay? I'm just showing you how I apply purple eyeshadow so that it doesn't look bruisey. Okay, so I'm going to go into Velvet and, you know, obviously put the shadow on the brush, tap off so there's no like loose stuff. Just, you know, just the brush is coated and that's it. So what I do, and I've done other purple and blue looks. This might be really boring to some of you, but I don't care. If a subscriber asks me to do something within reason, I'm going to do it. Okay. And I do think it's helpful, right? Okay. Just do it. So what I'm going to do is start off by lightly pressing the purple shade into the outer V. Now, what I used to do when I very first got started with this type of color is I would put it on and then blend the crap out of it. And the blending of it would make it look like a bruise. So what I learned to do is just pat it on my eyelid slowly and evenly if I can. And, you know, that might look kind of bruisey for now, but I'm going to make it not look bruisey, okay? I mean, sometimes it just kind of looks like a bruise at first. I mean, that does kind of look like I ran into the corner of like something, but hold on, I'm not done yet. And then I'm going to take it over here. a little bit. I'm not going to take it all the way over to this, like right here. I'm not going to take it all the way over, just a little ways. So it kind of looks like a backwards C, right? Or sideways U, or I don't know, whatever. Like a hook, kind of, I guess. And I'm just going to, you know, continue to pat it because I don't want to blow it out so much that it does look really bruisey. I just want to apply the color to the lid, but not over blend. Because what I used to do is just go in and just like this and then it would get, you know, just blown out, and then it looks like a bruise. So, and that's really why I chose this shade, is because I feel like this particular tone of purple can get real bruisey looking. Okay, so just make sure that the pigmentation is evenly dispersed in this little shape here, which I know this looks crazy, but just hold on. Trust the process, like I say. And I think, is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so I am going to use that periwinkle shade because I think it's going to cut, because it kind of does look a little bruisey, right? So now I'm going to go into periwinkle and apply it so that it doesn't look quite so bruisey. And for this part, I'm going to use a brush like this that's kind of flat but fluffy too. See, do you see that? I get made fun of for putting my hand up. And the reason why I put my hand up behind the brush is because when I do this, it's kind of out in space and you can't really see it as well. And then you put the hand behind it and you can see the brush a little bit better. I know it's annoying, but whatever. Okay, so now I'm going to go into periwinkle. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll start by putting it here towards the front of the purple to kind of fill that gap. And this actually might be too light. Oh well, I'm just going to keep going because it's pretty light. Well, shit, hold on. Is it too light? No, okay. I'm just going to keep going. And I think I'm going to add something else in, but okay, let's just keep going. Okay. And I'm going to take it around the edge of the purple. I'm not like blending a ton. I'm just kind of pushing and like pushing off like this a little bit. Oh, you can see what I'm doing, right? I'm just kind of pushing the brush onto my lid, not blending it a ton, because again, I don't want to blow this out so much that it looks like a bruise. And some people are more skilled than I am and can really blend this out and it doesn't look bruisey. But for me, this is just how I do it. Again, this is just my personal opinion and my technique. Doesn't mean I'm right. Doesn't mean I'm a professional. I'm going to do a video pretty soon where I talk about what does it even mean to be a professional makeup artist in some cases, because I think that term gets thrown around very loosely here. And it's kind of bizarre, honestly. Like there are people who claim to be professional makeup artists and I'm like, how exactly? Anyway, and also, well, okay, I'm going to save it for that video. Okay, so I'm just going to keep putting this on around the outside edge of the purple shade. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is, because this is too light, it's just too different. They're too different. You know what I mean? Like, it's like dark purple and then periwinkle. It looks like crap. So I'm going to do something a little different. I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking. I mean, I could continue to fart around with this and I could probably make it look a little bit better, but I think what I'm going to do is something different. So just hold on. But I really do like this periwinkle shade. It's beautiful. So I'm just going to keep kind of taking the edge of the dark purple or that purple shade down a little bit with the periwinkle. And then what I'm going to do here in just a second is go into kind of a bridge the gap shade. This does look a little funky. And I do think that, you know, it's helpful to learn how to fix stuff. If you don't like it, you know, you can fix it. And sometimes even the fixing, you still don't like it. And also, if you really don't like it, you can take it off. It's okay to take your makeup off if you don't like how it looks. There's nothing wrong with doing that, okay? You're not a quitter. You're not a failure. You're not nothing. It's on your face. If you don't like it, take the stuff off. Oh, anyway, get off my soapbox. Okay, so that's good for now. but now it just looks too funky. So now what I'm gonna do is grab this brush here. Make sure this is cleaned off. I've got to get my brushes cleaned up, you guys. So gross. Okay, I'm gonna go into a smaller, flatter brush. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into this shade here. This is called I think it's 1983. Come on, glasses, open. 1993, okay. I don't know the significance, but okay. So I'm gonna go into 1993. And this I'm gonna use to kind of help bridge the gap between these two shades. And I'm just basically gonna put it right around the edge. Yeah, there we go, much better. See, I think that looks great. Right around the edge of Velvet, but not totally covering Periwinkle. Yes, much better. Yeah, that looks cool. Okay, see, you can fix stuff, promise you. If you just find a shade that's, you know, kind of in between the two, just helps kind of bridge the gap so that it doesn't look quite so bizarre. So again, I'm not blending it a ton. I'm just like patting the shadow around the edge of the purple shade. And that to me is what helps it not quite look so bruisey. And also I think, you know, applying your eyeliner and your mascara and, you know, that kind of also helps cohese the look. But I think my advice, if you're concerned about it looking bruisey, is to just pat the shadow. Don't overblend, because I think, you know, it just looks bruisey. I don't know why, but I think that's what I've noticed anyway. And, you know, for a long time, when I very first got started in makeup and I would, you know, try to play with purples and it would look like a bruise, I'm like, forget it. I just won't play with purples. I just won't use purple or blue because I can't make it look not like a bruise. You know, then you're cutting out so many fun, beautiful shadows out of your repertoire, you know? And so if you get used to doing things and you know, just keep practicing and try to, you know, master stuff, then when you do, it's fun because then you can use colors you love. And I love blue and purple. Absolutely. I love them. You know, I don't want to not use blue and purple, but I also didn't want to look like I'd, you know, just gotten into a bar fight. No thanks. Okay. So I'm pretty much done, I think, with this shade. Yeah, I think that looks great. So now what I want to do though, go back around with this. I don't think I need any, I mean, there's a little bit of periwinkle still left on the brush. So I'm going to go back around, just make sure things are nicely blended. That's the thing too, is it's okay to take a few passes at applying shadow and blending things together. It's totally fine to do that. You know, if this is not for you and you're like, dude, I don't want to spend that much time on my eyeshadow, then obviously this is not the way I do it. It's not going to be fun for you to try to replicate. Nor do I think anybody should replicate what I do here. It's just what I do here. I'm not acting like, oh, I'm an expert and a professional. I'm not. Okay, now I'm going to go back into, Velvet a little bit because I feel like this kind of got a little bit watered down right here. So again, not really blending, just pushing the shadow onto the lid so that it's noticeable. It didn't get swallowed up by those other two shades I put on, but is not getting blown out to look like a bruise. Just very softly applying the shadow in just the area here. Yeah, okay. And I do want to go back one more time with 1993 now and just kind of make sure that I, you know, keep Velvet tamed down a little bit. So again, going back and forth in the colors just to get them so that where I like them. And I like that. I think that's gorgeous. It does look pretty though. So funny. I'm like, I'm going to show you how to not make it look like a bruise. But I like it. I think it looks really pretty. Okay, so now for the shimmers. You know what I'm going to use, where was the one I picked? Regal, yes. And then actually I'm going to put this shade here called, I don't know yet. I'll get my glasses on in a second, but I'm going to put Regal down first. So going into Regal and just a flat brush that I got off the Temu website. Or no, this might be an AliExpress. I don't know. And I am going to spray this just so that it, you know, doesn't have a lot of fallout. It may not, but whatever. And I'm going to put this right here. That's beautiful. And I think also having that lighter, brighter shade towards the front, that Regal, or not Regal, I'm putting Regal on right now, that lighter blue shade that am going to put on, I think that also can help a purple or blue shade or look not look quite so bruisey if you add the real brightness to it too. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. I just think, you know, because you definitely like, it's fun to have the depth of the darker purple, sure, and the darker blue or whatever you choose, but then to have like the bam of the bright, I think also helps kind of cut any bruise looking eye look. I don't know if that makes sense. That's just in my mind, it makes sense. You guys might think, don't get it. It makes no sense. And I really like the Regal shade with the velvet. That's really pretty because it does like this is more of a true purple. This is more of like a wine shade. And so the purple and the Regal shade's really popping out. I like that. It's pretty. Okay, yeah, that's done. So I really like this brush. I love it actually. So I'm just gonna clean it off on my color switch. A color switch, if you're unfamiliar, is you can get sponges, just like kitchen sponges, and use them, the scruffy side. You don't have to buy a color switch. This just happened to come in a boxy charm. And I just, you know, use the spongy stuff and I just clean my brush off with it. And then I need to clean that up too because it's getting a little. So now I'm going to go to the shade here. And this shade is called Gleam. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I just think this color is a better choice for the mattes I chose for this look, right? Is it? I don't know. And I just love this palette. I love Beauty Bay. Oh, I don't even know if this palette is still available anymore. Okay. Ooh, yeah. See, that ties it nicely together with the periwinkle matte that I used, I feel like. Yeah, that's beautiful. Okay, really lovely. And I will go in with my finger. And this has a really nice sparkle to it too. It's very, very pretty shade. Very pretty. I love it. Yes. The Milani eyeshadow primer is basically the same color as my skin tone. And when I was using the Juvia's Place one, it's a little lighter. So then I'm like, wait, did I put primer on? Yes, I did put primer on. I just don't see it like I used to with the Juvia's Place one, you know? So then I like almost kind of panic internally. I kept it in this time. Okay. Yeah, that is beautiful, I think. And see what I mean? It just, you know, it adds that bright, shiny glimmeriness to it so that I feel like if you are concerned that it looks like a bruise, what bruise is all shiny and sparkly? I mean, I've never had one that was. I've been in 2 fights in my life when I was younger. I was a little bit of a scrapper, mostly just mouthy, not physically fight, but I did get into 2 physical fights. One was after track practice when I was in the 7th grade, and I was dating this guy that I had no business dating. And well, I mean, dating, I was in 7th grade, but he was a jerk and kind of a ruffian, I would say. And this other girl who had been my friend, she really liked him, but he liked me. And so he'd asked me to be his girlfriend, and I had said yes, which basically just meant we held hands at lunch and then kissed by the locker. Whoa. You know, because back then we weren't doing, well, anyway, there were kids that were doing the do, but I was not. I was still playing with my Barbies. I just was boy crazy and thought boys were cute, basically. Anyway, so this girl is pissed that I'm going out with this guy she likes. So after track practice, she confronted me like in like this courtyard area of my school that I was walking through to get, you know, walk home. And she shoved me and I punched her in the nose. It just happened. I'm gonna go back into Regal with my finger. I didn't think about it. It just reaction. I just bam, clocked her right in the nose, gave her a bloody nose. And I was so afraid that she was gonna tell on me because my mom was a teacher at the middle school and I would have gotten in big trouble. But she didn't. I don't know if she was afraid that because she pushed me, she'd get in trouble too. I don't know. But she didn't tell anybody anything. I didn't tell anybody anything either. But I was worried that like, did I break her nose? No, just gave her a bloody nose. I'm gonna go back in and just kind of straighten up the edge of that shimmer. I'm going to do something else for you guys too, to kind of show you something else that I do with my eye looks that I don't ever do on camera. I'll show you what I do. Yeah, see, I think that looks great. I don't think it looks bruisey at all. I mean, some might argue that it does, but I think it looks great. So I'm going to go around the edge here one more time with that 1993 shade, I think it was, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I think it looks great. Well, one more time also with this brush. And I think I'm going to grab a little bit of periwinkle, actually. Just a teeny tiny bit. And then another fight that I was in high school, and that one was a full-on scrap fight. Hair pulling, slapping, punching. It was not good. And I got suspended from school, but she deserved it. She was a bully, and she, I don't know, she's on the track team. She was just an ass, and I had just had enough, and she was bullying one of my friends, and I thought, that's it, I'm done. So those are the only 2 fights I've been in. I've almost gotten into other fights, but those are the only 2. I'm gonna go just pop a little bit of the right here, because I feel like it needs it right there. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my wipes. Hold on just one second. So always when I go off camera, I will clean this up. And you might think, well, what does that mean? I'm going to show you what it means. So I just get a wipe, and I know that wipes are not for everyone, and I'm not trying to screw up the environment, and I really am not. It's just, this is just what I choose to use because they're easy to use for cleanup. You can use lots of stuff. So, you know, I can understand that this is not your preferred method. Totally understandable. Okay, so what I do is I just take the wipe, and I, of course, go underneath here. Now, this is a mess, and I don't want to leave it like that. Now, I can just clean it up with my foundation, sure, but what's easiest for me to do is just take my finger, pretty taut in the wipe, and just go like this, and make a crisp edge with the eyeshadow, just like that. And see, I also think that that crisp edge also helps get rid of the bruise quotient, because you're just making that really sharp edge with the shadows. And I think it also helps to kind of like, you know, just make it look more cohesive and just less, you know, it's just real. I don't think most bruises do that, right? So yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna go off camera, do my other eye, the rest of my face. I'll be back. So this, of course, is my finished look. And I don't think it looks bruisey at all. I love how this turned out. So let me show you everything I have on my face, and then I will review the eyeshadow palette with you. And if I'm getting lipstick on my teeth, I apologize. Okay, so base products. Where's the other one? Oh, right in front of my face. These 2 beauties that I use all the time. Of course, using the CoverGirl Clean Professional Loose Setting Powder and Translucent until I'm done with it. And there's still, I mean, there's still some in there. For my bronzer, I use the Ciate London Bamboo Bronzer in Palm Island. And for my blush, I use the Poppy and Fluff Cosmetics Blushing Poppies palette. Now, a dedicated video to this blush palette is coming on Saturday, so keep your eye out for that. And I use this shade right here called Delicate. Isn't this gorgeous? So you're getting a little sneak peek in this video. Sneak peek, sneak peek, sneak peek. But like I said, a dedicated video with me trying all the shades is coming on Saturday. And I love it. It's beautiful. It's super pigmented, and I think it looks great on my face today. Upper lid liner, I use the Wet n Wild, of course, because I don't know, I just wanted to. On my lips, I used a combination of 2 things. I started off with the Menagerie Cosmetics liquid lipstick in the shade Luna, and then I topped it with this gloss from NYX, the Duo Chromatic Lip Gloss in Gypsy Dreams, I think. Yeah, and you can't even see the gloss because this is a little too dark. Or I think I just needed to let this dry more, and then, I don't know. You can kind of see the gloss, but not really. And then for my mascara, the Sky High from Maybelline, New York. And then I also put some of the Aurora Glow Kit Anastasia Beverly Hills. I put this shade Luna in my inner corners. So I thought about putting it on my face, and then I forgot. So maybe I'll slap that on before I leave to go to work. I don't know. Okay, I think that's it. So now let's talk about the eyeshadow palette. So on my lower lash lines, I use this shade here called Voodoo. I just thought a little bit darker than this would look nice on my lower lash lines, and I just kind of buffed it out a little bit with 1993. And, you know, I was like, okay, I'm not going to make this look bruisey. And it did kind of look bruisey. I mean, I think just some tones of purple and blue, they just, I don't know, they kind of do look a little bruisey. But I think the way you apply them, like I did, just kind of pushing it or blotting it on rather than going super ham. Some people probably can go super ham with the blending and it doesn't look bruisey at all, but for me, it usually always does. I think just, you know, starting with a little and then building it up. And then, you know, like I used this color, obviously you saw me, and it just, there was my stomach. And then there was kind of like, I needed to bridge the gap shade. So this worked really well for that. But I really think the mattes in here are just incredibly pigmented and really nice. I mean, they work so well together. And you know, it didn't look great at first with using these two shades and then grabbing that one. So there's things you can do to fix things. And then I really liked how it turned out, and the shimmers are just gorgeous. Loved Regal and loved Gleam. This is so beautiful. I mean, they both are, but this is really adds the like sparkly stuff. So I just think it's just a matter of how you apply the shades. And this is just what works for me. I'm not telling you this is what you should do or you have to do. I would never tell you that. It's just what works best for me, so it doesn't look super bruisey, you know? And also, like I showed you, cleaning up the outer line here out of the, or yeah, out here. Cleaning that up with the wipe, I think also helps kind of like make it more crisp and not so, takes the bruise effect away, right? That's what I think anyway. So let me know if you think I created a purple and blue look without making it look like I was in a bar fight. If you've been in any fights, let me know about that in the comment section. That'd be fun to hear. Why not? And episode 57 is done and dusted. And I really hope that I helped my subscriber Dewdrop with some numbers. Again, I'll put that up in, I hope I put it up in the video already. I really hope I helped you with applying purple and blues without making it look like a bruise. If I didn't, be honest, and I'll give it another shot. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your lives to sit down and watch this video. If you're new here and you enjoyed what you saw, please consider subscribing, smash the like button, and of course, comment down below in the comment section. I love to chat with you guys there. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I cannot wait to see you guys again in my next video, but in the meantime, please take very good care of yourself, be well, safe, happy, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Drop it.